Good morning, church. Let's go. Good morning, church. Yeah, yeah. Good morning, church. Yeah, yeah. Good morning, church. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Sun is up, birds singing. Time to get.
Good morning, church. And we just had a dynamic session with the man behind the music, Pastor Sean Daniel. Listen, he gave us so much information. Gary, I was just sitting down, taking in all what Sean had to say. This man who was one of the pioneers of gospelypso, him being in the tent, he also being muted in the church. I mean, I felt that was a very unique perspective. I don't know what your thoughts were after having that amazing interview with him.
Yes, Sean is one of the persons. He was one of the persons because he also mentioned Nicole Balo Singh Holder. Now, there are a few people that I would have met and would have had the opportunity to work with, and I work a little bit with her. And she could also talk about that licks that you just get. So now we'll be looking at the muting. We're looking at the muting. We'll have to give it a term now. We're looking at the muting that takes place in the Calypso tent. Not knowing that right in the house of God, we have internal mutings that's be taking place. And those were people that had to go ahead of Blessed Messenger Nathaniel, JD, and everybody else. They had to go ahead.
Yes.
And they had to take the mutants, and I do remember they getting booked for events and then getting turned away because the pastor didn't know that they was booked. Because I was also part of that, because I'm on that side. I'm not on the side of, I don't think that gospel should be in church. I was on the side as a musician. I was playing for these people. So when they get turned away, I remember we was on stage worshiping, doing with little Kirk Franklin, and the pastor in the back locking we off. And we had a couple performance at 2/3 short and come off the stage. I remember that. So we do our internal muting. So his passion when he mentioned that, but it sparks. It sparks up money inside Chantel.
Yeah.
And it's a spark that shouldn't go. It should ignite our flame. So today's segment was really good. Sorry, go ahead. I was cutting you off.
No. I just wanted to highlight, he spoke about himself being a prophet and then even other Calypsonians being burdened with this message that, that they are also carrying to the nation. So God appoints who he needs to appoint to get the message that he needs to get out. And then obviously there will always be an opposing party that seeks to shut the mouths of the prophets. And I feel like we saw that with Elon, unfortunately. And we saw that with Sean and his early stages in the church. But just like Sean, through perseverance, there has now been an avenue that was been charted for the future of gospelypso, where it's welcomed. It's welcome. I sing, listen to me, there's a song from Fahrenheit called Freedom. I sang that in church on my altar, and if you see these tanties, boy, praising Jesus with the soca and the gospel, and so I mean, it has evolved so much, and we've broken down such religious walls, and I hope that from the nation's point of view, that we can become so open to break down certain walls and not be so touchy. Let's speak up about the issues.
As we wrap up, one of the takeaways that we've always must remember is that in Sean's early days and in Nicole Balo Singh's early days and those others' early days, they were the ones taking the brunt of the kickback head on. In the Calypso tents, they are still getting that force because they are speaking truth to power. And the same thing goes on in gospel. What we have to remember, the muting will not stop. We cannot stop.
Correct.
The Calypsonian speaking the truth cannot stop. The Christian speaking the truth cannot stop. And that is something that we must take away from this. If there's anything, because now Calypso is accepted, but there's going to be something else. I remember when reggae wasn't accepted. I don't know when he was, but I remember when I couldn't play any reggae.
Probably in primary school. But yes.
I couldn't play any reggae music or dancehall music in church, and now I'm playing level Royal Priesthood. So as we close, We just want to say thanks to everybody for viewing. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for Devon Teals and Pastor Sean Daniel for showing up. Sitel, thank you for hosting with me. It was fun. And as
Always
we
a
leave,
pleasure.
we're going to go out with one of your favorite artists. You can go ahead and take us out with the song. Take us out with the song, Sitel.
I'm not gonna butcher his song, guys, but this is a new single from the man Blessed Messenger. It's called You Make a Way. There we go.
Bye, guys.